Hello everyone, and welcome to Overhauled In Depth. My name is Ivan, and over the past 5 episodes, I've been your guide through most of the ins and outs of the Overhauled update. This will be the final 6th episode of Overhauled In Depth, and tomorrow, May 21st, we'll be handing off everything you've seen here to you in the free Overhauled update for Derail Valley. We are so very excited to finally be bringing this update live to you. Today, we'll be suiting up to learn more about the changes to jobs, as well as the previous namesake of the update, hazardous materials, or Hazmat. Let's carefully step right into it. For starters, taking a simple look at our supply chain chart will show just how many more things there are to haul. One of the big improvements, allowed by the many optimizations we've done, is that the game now offers a lot more jobs per station than before. At Harbor, there can often be more than 200 cars present, totaling in over 25 jobs at one time to choose from. A lot more combinations of locations were made possible too. For example, now towns provide jobs, sending empty containers back to industries, and oil wells supply the towns with methane directly. With all of this, we've revamped the job payment calculation, now taking into account the value of the cargo you're transporting, the risk of damage to the cars, and even if the job may be considered boring or not. You'll spot that the trains now spawn in the middle of yards instead of on one end, making it easier to navigate and shuffle the cars around. Logistical job types were made more distinct and are now explained in the Derail Valley guide as serving to transfer cars between storage tracks. This may involve other cars sharing the same track, unlike the haul type jobs which always transferred cars between dedicated input and output tracks. Logistical and shunting jobs now pay extra because of the additional work they require, which is handy to keep in mind. Apart from new container livery shown in the previous episode, we've added a small collection of larger vehicle cargo. You can now haul excavators to the mines, tractors to the farm, and how about some tanks? And now for the main course, Hazmat. Some of you may ask, what is Hazmat? That ought to explain it. Hazardous materials, or Hazmat, are goods that pose a risk to health, property, or the environment, and you can recognize them by the distinct diamond-shaped placards on the sides, describing the type of hazard involved. There are 15 Hazmat cargo types in Overhauled, ranging from explosives, asphyxiating gases, corrosive acids, to radioactive material, and more. Hazmat cargo is very risky to transport, as one mistake can cause the loss of your entire consist, and potentially millions of dollars in damages. One wrong move, kicking a methane tanker just a bit too hard, and you can cause a fire. That fire will eventually cause the explosion of the tanker, likely setting off a chain reaction within a yard, causing millions in damage. I did mention that's a bad thing, right? Because of the risk involved, Hazmat jobs offer the largest rewards. Currently, Hazmat does no harm to the player, but we may change that in the future, based on player feedback. Let us know what you think in the comments. It may have taken humans a few 100,000 years to make fire, but in Overhauled, all it takes is slamming 2 loaded tanker cars together. Just because a tanker car leaks fuel, though, doesn't mean it always results in a fire. Damaged cars that contain gases or liquids can leak their contents out into the air or onto the ground. Gasoline will spread, flooding the grass beside it with a pool of noxious fumes. As with any flammable item, it still requires oxygen and an ignition source, whether that's metal cars slamming together or a rogue train engineer sparking his lighter casually. Certain types of hazardous cargo may not be flammable. Argon, for instance, is non-flammable and inert, and can act in-game as a fire extinguisher. If both a gasoline-carrying car and a container with argon were leaking, the gasoline won't ignite. Some things take a little while to get burning, like oil, while others, like ammunition, are extremely sensitive and tend to detonate the entire consist at once. While they don't explode yet, locomotives received some love too. The shunter's top speed was slightly reduced, but the steamer is now a lot more powerful and less prone to wheel slipping. Of course, one of the biggest additions is the all-new heavy diesel locomotive. We're leaving that one for you to unlock and explore. What we will say though is that following various skin mods we've seen so far for trains in the game, we put extra effort into making sure the Diesel's UV layout was easy to paint your custom designs to, and we'll also provide a blank texture to the modding community on our Discord. We're looking forward to what you modders will make of it. Speaking of mods, if you had any installed, you'll need to do a clean reinstall of the game when Overhauled releases. More so, mods will probably not work anymore, and many will be depreciated. So please refrain from installing any until they're confirmed to be working well in Overhauled, to prevent crashes and other potential problems. Finally, if you like to make aerial shots of the valley, like the ones featured here, or in the trailer, you'll be able to do so. In Overhauled, we'll add a free camera functionality that, with a bit of knowledge of the controls and console commands, can be used to record your own epic derailments, explosions, or just scenic railfan shots. We greatly encourage you to record those and share them with the community. It's taken quite a long while to get here, but we hope you'll find the update worth the wait. We're incredibly excited to see what crazy things you all do with this update over the next few weeks, and we are so happy to finally release Derail Valley the way it was meant to be from the start. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be closing this in-depth series. After Overhauled, we plan to return to frequent, smaller updates, so stay tuned for a lot more to come. If you'd like to support our work, you can now buy our new soundtrack on Steam. It features the music we made for the Derail Valley trailers, as well as some extra tracks, and can be had for $9.99. All revenue from it goes directly to further development of Derail Valley. Derail Valley itself is available too on Steam and the Oculus Store, and you can pre-purchase it now while waiting for the update. We'll also be doing a giveaway of a limited number of Derail Valley Steam keys. For more details on how to be included, see the link in the description. I'd personally like to offer an invitation to everyone watching this video to come and join our official Derail Valley Community Discord server, and come ride the hype train with us to the update's release. Until then, of course, drive safe, and we'll see you in the valley.